Israeli country risk is that there are more factors than normal, which confuses the executives, Japanese executives. イングリッシュです。日本語喋りますけど、だから混乱してためらう。ためらうとどうなるかっていうと、意思決定が遅れるっていうことが自然に起きるって議論する、考えるだけ。So, thinking and discussion wastes energy. So this slows down speed. And second, I will come back to the details later, okay? What helps most is my understanding is that a little bit deeper level of psychology. Which party is making decision for buying, for example, all the time? Actually, our surface awareness does not know what we really want. So, our surface awareness ごめんなさい。はですね、表層意識や左脳は議論をしすぎるのということと、それから、コンサバティブなことを言うのがいいっていうふうに思ってるっていうことがあるんですね。で、この部分が、実はみんな議論が役員会でおとなしいことを言っていて、韓国とは組まないとか言ってるけど、取ったら3分の2の人がやりたいって言って、社長がストップしてるんだって、社長もやろうと思ってたっていう、こういう本当の嘘のような実例というのはいっぱい私は経験してきた。後で一つまた例を紹介しますけど、だから、本音がどういうふうになってるのかってことを知ると、日本人でも結構挑戦しようと思ってる、even Japanese executives would like to actually test challenges. Yeah, I will come back to the details later. Okay. And the third one, what I would like to do is a kind of today actually we see one-time one. But for most なんですけど、これをですね、週に1回役員会でその土曜日にやりましょうと、秘密会議をやりましょう、大型の M&A だとかっていうことをやっていて、その間に気になったことを、そのファクトを集めてきて、こういうことだとか、あるいはインタビューをしてきて、ヘッドハンターの声を聞くとかどうとかっていうことをやってるとですね、大体3週間ぐらいで、社運をかけるような案件が、社運をかけずに意思決定をするっていうことができるっていうような。これは、これはビジネスモデル学会でも発表したんですが、でも10分の中の2分間ぐらいしか使ってないので、みんな覚えてないかもしれないですが、発表したことがあります。それからもう一つ、これは某財閥系の、総合研究所の私、社外ディレクターをやっていて、ちょっとプロジェクトをやってたんですが、M&A できる人がいなかったので、どうやってたら、その年のベストの社長賞を取ってます。これはそうですね、前に転がるってことがあるということがありますので、今日はそのマルチプルでっていうところは、他の事例でちょっとお見せしたいと思います。これで、I will come back to the original one, very first one, Israel country risk. そうするとですね、英語をお見せしながら日本語で喋ろうと思いますけど、メリットがあるわけです。こういう困難な状況になると、もっとその事業とかに関して、仲良くなれる、あるいは事業権を獲得することができる。例えば、東洋インキが約20年前にそういう状態になりまして、で、非常に10ぐらいに投資したんですけれども、その時にですね、東洋インキは日本で30から最大 40% イスラエルから輸出を占めていたっていう、これは渡辺さんは我々の JIP のメンバーだし、ビジネスモデル学会でも一緒だったんですけど、70回も出張していてってことをやってたんですけど、ちょうど今の時期でも。で、私に対しては今も動き続けることが大事だと思うというのが彼のアドバイスですね。それから経営者とのその関係が非常に強化されてくるということもあり得るわけですね。とか実際にあるというところが心配がありまして、心配は何かっていうとですね、日本の世論とか国際世論が気になる、さっき塚本さんがおっしゃったのと一緒で、塚本さん、それからね、そもそも戦争が終わらないとっていう声も聞かれ始めている。これがどれぐらい本音なのかどうかは後で見ていきたい。それから、じゃあ、今どういうふうにアクションしたらいいんでしょうかっていうと、少し待つのか、それとも今まで通り続けるのか、それとも、投資を基本的に減らそうという動きになるのか、それともですね、むしろ増やすと、チャンスがあれば増やすという方向で来るのか、こういう議論がやっぱり出てくるわけなんですね。で、次に、これがイスラエルの中ではどうしようかということがあるわけですけど、それが今度は、世界全体に関しても、実は、いろんな感覚をつかみつつある中で、世界全体のイノベーションはどうなんですか、イスラエルのことはあるんだけど、イスラエルの割合と世界全体とどうですかっていう、これもですね、イシューとしては、左脳では上がってきているわけなんですね。で、最後に、じゃあ、先ほど声があったんですけど、こういうような状況だから、その会社のバリエーションですね、会社の評価については、 下げるので、それでもその仲良くやりましょう。投資を受けながらやりましょうという声があり得るということなんですよ。これに対してどういうふうに考えたのか。で、考えることがやっぱ増えているということがあって、いろいろと検討しなければいけないっていうふうになって、いろんな人がいろんなことを言うことになっていると。それからですね、何が問題かっていうと、people kind of very well trained executives in Japan assume or kind of try to guess what other people are thinking, those kind of things. They don't want to stand out too much. They don't want to take actually too aggressive opinions, stance, whatever those kind of things. So these are kind of slowing down the mechanism, the dynamics in general. And I experienced this multiple times. It's kind of in the past 20 years. So we'll see. Okay. So これがですね、first step. I said actually today's my presentation 1, 2, 3. One is a kind of more elements, more factors, slow down things. Then what's the key? Like I said before, it's a kind of a little bit deeper level of psychology truth. It's a kind of what do you really want to do is a kind of they can never know. We don't know. We don't know what kind of car would you like to buy with how much, whatever those things. It's very difficult. Surface awareness does not those kind of things. Then how do we do? This is a conjoint analysis. I use conjoint analysis. Normally, conjoint analysis is applied to marketing assessment. Then many researchers or consultants take average, and then they make decision. They try to help make this wrong. 平均じゃないんですね。平均じゃなくて、一人がどう買うかってことが正確に分かる。この人はこの車いくらだったら買うって正確に分かる。正確に分かれば正確に分かれば。So very accurately you can get to know. So this officer is saying we don't make investment in the United States. We should make it in Germany, for example. Or other people saying differently in those countries. Very accurate. I will show you some. I have both Japanese and English, and I will send this presentation to Gilad and Eran later. But okay. There are two scenarios. I will give executives 2つ挙げるわけですけど、例えばカード。一つはですね、ちょっと英語見ながらあれだよ。OK、一つはですね、事業権に関しては今まで通りですねっていうことがあって、ところがこちら側の違うカードで見ますと、この事業権に関しては普通通りでと、もうこれでいいのか。普通通りでということなんですけど、事業権に関しては今度はちょっと違っていて、モアネゴーシャブルというような状態ですね、もっといい条件が取れるっていうような、それからマネジメントとの関係に関しては、ストレングスでコントラクティブで契約上、1号機だけじゃなくて、例えばセカンド、ネクストジェネレーションディベロップメント、そういうやつですね。それからリレーションシップ、これがas usual、今まで通り。こういうふうにこう見ていきましてですね、で戦争が終わっているってことと、戦争はまだ続いているのか終わっているのか、いろいろあるんですけど、こういう条件をランダムに出すんですけど、これ、例えばですね、3×3×3×3 by 3 by 2 by 3 by 4 by 3 by 2, so hundreds. そんなにできなくて、mathematically, come to the minimum number of the cards, which is the key of the conjoint analysis, which assume all independent and then, ある種の判断をしたものが他にも判断にも使えるということにして、理論の数を圧倒的に少なくして、この場合16でやったわけですね。で、人間はpeople cannot say it's I'd like to do this complex thing you cannot decide, but これとこれ2つあったらシンプルにこれだけ分かるんです。シンプルに2つあったらどっちがいいですかだけ分かる。これ以外分からないですね。例えばピッチですね。NTT がピッチはいくらかってアンケートでやって、私もマッキンゼーデザインありだったらやられて30円ってやったら30円でスタートしたわけ。ああいうやつは分からない、本当は。本当にもっと高い可能性もあっている。なんですけど、そのまま使って客に近づけてこうやろうとしたことがあるんですけど、これを正確に分かるっていうことなんですね。で、どっちがいいかってことが分かって最低限のものなんですけど、これを逆算すると何をどれだけ求めてますかってことが分かる。これをいちいち本人と対応していくってことをするわけ。そうすると分かるという、こういうことなんです。そう使えば。So computer can help us how much actually you would like to want what those things. Okay. それで次にどうするかということなんですけど、そうすると結果がどう出るかということなんですね。The results. So this is one of the This is recent one. This is a chemical company, chemical as well as a food tech, as well as he's a business development executive, working for its overall chemical as well as a food tech, as well as actually health tech. This is not drugs, but it's a machinery one. It's equipment. Okay. Then this person, okay, this stands up. ここなんですね。42% war ends. で、これが continues ということなんですね。彼はここを求めている。それで、他をずらっと見ますと、そうするとこれを見るとどう思うかっていうと、いうことなんですけど、非常に、これどう思いますかねってこういうことなんですが、まだ動画をご覧になられてない方、この人戦争終わるまでやらないなと思いますよね。それで、ちょっと今から私動画を見せたいんですけど、昨日彼、このデータが取れたときに、ちょっとデータでインタビューさせてもらう。このデータがあって本人の話を聞くととてもわかるわけです。これは非常に面白い。いいですか？Gilad and Aaron, you said something because I am thinking about people here Japanese and I will do some kind of simultaneous digested actually translation. いいですか？
はいはい、見えました。
でね、これは辻さんなんですけど、辻さんのご自分でもご覧になられたかと思うんですけど、戦争が継続しているか終了しているかっていうのが圧倒的にいいわけですね。
そうですね。
で、終わってるかどうかで、これをコストと見ますと、これが一つの最大のコストなので、こちらも合計して入れると 45% ぐらいだから、残りが事業権ができて、経営者感覚がちょっと強くなって、それからイスラエルの投資割合がチャンスが出てくるというのがあって、世界にも影響があって、バリエーションが3割安でっていうのが全部いいことがあって、戦争が今継続してると、おおむね迷うなっていう感じね。
はいはいはい。
だから、これを見てどうかっていうと、これがそのコンジョイント分析で金額をやったときに、金額が一番大きいから無理なんだな、じゃなくて、金額あれなんだけど、全部いいことがあればプラスなんだっていう。で、これ 45% と 55% ですから、
はいはい。
だから 55% の方が勝ってるわけですよ。だから、これをこういうふうに読むと、するとどうなるかっていうと、辻さん、だから第一、チャンスはスキャンニングし続けてていいじゃないってことで、案件によってはやっていいんじゃないかっていう結論になっちゃうんだけど、ギリギリまでってことですよね。
はいはいはい。
意外でしょ？自分でこれ見たときに、戦争終わるまで無理だなって読んだでしょ、やっぱり。
心の中ではそういう思いでいるつもりでしたけど。
でも今私がこう言われたので見ると、そうか、心の中では戦争がないとまだ無理だなと思うんだけど、案件によって、相手との関係によってはあり得るんだなって言われると、これはこれでも納得がいくでしょ？
まあそうですね。はい。
だからね、これがね、その左脳で考えるときと、深層心理まで来たときの違いで、出てるわけで、深層心理まで行ったときの方がアグレッシブなんですね。攻めなんですよ。
はいはいはい。
ということなんで、でも、経営会議で辻さんが発言したとしたら、基本的には戦争が終わるまで待ちじゃないっていうね。
はい。そう言うと思いますね。
だからそれがね、これをね、役員が、例えば10人とかいるところで、こうやり方してると、そうだな、自分はこう思ってんだなとかいうのが出てくる。ちょうどね、どっちが、敷地のところで来てるわけですよね。でね、もう一つちょっといきますよ。今度、このイスラエルの投資やって通常考えればもう3割やめといた方がいいっていう感じ、何割かもっとやめといた方がいいってことになるんでしょうけど、通常通りよりは。でも、ゼロじゃないんだよね、今でも。今でもゼロじゃないんですけど、で、チャンスを見て増やすっていうところの違いがこれぐらいあって、とにかく減らしとけっていうのと、いいチャンスがあったらこれっていうのが、だいたい倍違うんですよ、これが。21%と43だから。
はいはいはい。
倍ぐらい違うんですよ。倍ぐらい違うっていうのがどういうことかっていうと、完全に終了じゃなくてもいいんですよね、きっと。どうですか？この半分ぐらいで、継続と終了との半分ぐらいで、それでいいチャンスだったらっていう感じが来るわけだ。だから、完全終了じゃなきゃ動けないよっていうふうに言ってるのか、そうじゃないのか、大体落ち着いてくる感じかなっていうところが来るのかっていうか、だから、逆に言えば、どうかっていうと、 チームだとしたら、ちょっと動き続けて見てるかなって感じかな。
うん、そうですね。状況次第ですけど、完全に終わるっていうのは、ひょっとしたら難しいのかなという気もしてるんで、
うん。
あの、完全に終わってなくてもいいっていう気はしますね。
うん。この会話面白いよね。だから、
はい。
ちょっと明日この5分間ぐらいのやつを紹介させていただいてもいいですか？一人一人のこう見ていけばっていうところだと。
はい、別に大丈夫です。
これ面白いでしょ？
はい。
ありがとうございます。それから
いえいえ。
もう一つあって、これで来ると、やっぱりね、今戦争状況こちらで来てて、やっぱりいいディールってあり得るんですよ。やっぱりちょっとぜひ見てほしい案件があるんだけど、
はい、
腸
はい。
内細菌関係でエコシステムを持ってる企業がやっぱあるんですけど、
うん
この会社を M&A したらどうかっていうの、
うん。
ちょっと検討してほしいんですけど、
はい、
至急、ちょっとよろしくお願いします。
はい、はい。
This is extremely interesting, also kind of,
いいですか？
helping
は
multiple
い、はい、
dimensions.
見えまし
Okay.
た。
でね、これは辻さんなんですけど、辻さん
はい。
の
He's
very ご覧になられたかと思うんですけど、
ええ。
戦争が継続
Are you hearing both English and Japanese? My English and his Japanese, or
Yeah.
okay. So it's hard to. I can't control this. Okay. So this person called Tsuji-san.
してるか終了してるか。
Tsuji-san is focusing on war aims, those kind of things. So 45%.
で、
So we interpret this as a kind of this is the most important thing in this case. Actually, we come to the
まあ
conclusion
こちら
that
も合計
this
してい
person
ると
never
45% ぐら
never
いだ
does
から、
the
残りが
investment,
事
those
業
kind of
権
things.
ができて、
And then
経
I
営者
asked
感覚がちょっと
I
強く
asked him,
な
it's
って、
kind of
それか
your
らイスラエルの
understanding
投
is
資
like
割合
this. And
が
he said yes.
チャンスが出てくるっていうのがあって、
And another interpretation is kind of
世界に面
is
白がって
the
バリエーションが3割安くて、
meaning it's kind of cost is
全部いい
this
ことがあって、
45% and
戦
this
争が
one is
今継続してると、
negative
おおむね
one,
迷うなっていう感じ。
45%.
うん。
All
は
other
い、はい、はい。
55% are good
だか
things,
ら、これを見て
benefits,
どうかっていうと、
more
これがその
more
コンテンツ分析で
relationships
金額をやったときに、
or
金
less
額が高くても無理
valuation
なんだ
or
な、
more
金額あれ
chances
なんだけど、
with
全部いい
increase
ことがあればプラ
of
スなんだってい
investment,
う、これ
whatever those
45%、
companies. So 55%.
55% ですから、
This is a 40,
はい、はい。
almost even.
55% が
That's
勝ってる
what
わ
I
けです
said.
よ。
It's kind of
うん
so he's
だか
worried
ら、これ
about
をこういうふうに読むと、
war,
どうなるかっていう
but
と、辻さ
he
ん、
likes all other benefits as well.
だから第一、チャン
This
スは
may
ス
be
ケーリング
hard
し続け
for
ていいじゃ
any
ないってことで、
professionals to
案件によっ
understand
て
this
は
level.
やっていいんじゃないか
I
ってい
try
う結
to
論になっちゃう。
develop
ギリギリまで。
many, for example,
はい、
the
はい、はい。
Mitsubishi
意
professionals,
外と
whatever
自
those
分でこれ見た
companies,
ときに、ああ、戦争
but
終わるま
many
で無理
people
だなって思っ
didn't
たでしょ、や
come
っぱり。
to this level of
うん、
understanding.
心の中ではそういう思い
So
で
he's saying it's kind of in
い
his
る
mind
つも
that
り
the
でした
war
け
those
ど。
kind of things.
で
However,
も今
actually
私がこう
he
言われた
agreed.
ので見ると、ああ、そうか、
So
心の
his
中では戦争
left
が
brain is like
ま
that,
だ
but
無理だ
the
なと思
truth
うんだ
is
けど、
those kind of things.
あ
And another one,
うん
go
案件に
forward.
よって、相手との関係によっ
Another one, now
て、
actually,
深層心理まで行った時の方がいるので、
now this
やる
one is
と、
more chances
ああ、そう
than
だな、
actually
自分は
increase
こう思ってんだなとかいうのが出
1%.
てくる。
うん
ちょうどね、
The war thing is
敷地のところで来て
43%.
るわけですよ
So
ね。
more chances, more
でもう一
investment
つちょっと
is
は
half of
い
it.
このイスラエルの投資
Meaning it's kind of, I
通常
say
考えれ
it
ばもう
doesn't have
3割やめ
to
といてもい
be
いっていう
over.
あるかも
The war does not be over.
でしょうけ
So
ど、
that's my
通常
question.
通りより
My
は。
question to
で
him,
も、ゼ
and
ロ
he
じゃないん
said
だよね、今でも。
somehow in between. Then actually he says
今でも
actually
ゼロじゃないんですけど、で、チャンスを見
ending
て増や
of
す
the
っていうとこ
war
ろの
may
違いが
not
これぐ
happen
らいあ
so
って、
soon. So
はい
still he says actually looking at the
いいチャンスだったらこ
opportunity.
れっていうのは、
So
大体
he's
倍違うんですよ、これ。
he agreed it's
41%
50-50.
43だから。
Those kind of things. I stop this. I stop this. ごめんなさい。ちょっと両方で言ったんですけど、that's kind of one of the key things. So very tricky, okay? Because his main focus is the war, but still this person can go over those kinds. Then actually I said to him that under the circumstances, there may be a good opportunity like a microbiome thing, those kind of things, the whole buying the ecosystem, those kind of things. Could you consider those kind of things? He said yes. So I don't know what will happen with other people, those kind of things, board member, whatever. So that's the thing, okay? I will show you some more examples. So that's I took difficulty of sharing the voice from him because his real kind of a voice is a testimony to the people, particularly here in this room in the Japanese language. Okay, I will show you more data. Okay, this one, different person. This person does not care war thing at all. It's more concerned about the kind of benefits. Is more negotiation more psychological actually closeness with the management team. So he likes to keep going. So this is again, he doesn't care valuation, but more chances, more investment. So this is the mentality. So this is the second person. And public opinion is an error. He really doesn't care. It's kind of a normally this more understanding about it is a good thing, but he doesn't care those kind of things. Okay, so this is 林田さん、これ林田さんなんだけど、ここって誤差の範囲でいいですか？誤差ですね。So he said, so this percent-wise, this is an error. Another person is what he is kind of aiming for is a kind of more investment, more chances. So this is the third person, 31%. Okay, and then global, it's kind of less than Israel, but still very aggressive. So this is the one, and he doesn't care war. He likes actually continuation. So he's maybe war manga, which is my joke. He's not. I think he's thinking about probably continues, but still okay. Is his understanding? I need to ask him those kind of things. And then public opinion, however, he cares a little bit. It's more understanding about Israel. So, but war itself, he doesn't care. Public opinion, he cares 14%, but all other things. So this is interesting, right? Another person is this one is more business development, and war ends hopefully, but this is less than 20%. So this is the thing. So he doesn't increase investment so much. Those kind of things, variation, he doesn't care, but more businesses. Straightforward. So normally one person pays attention to one dimension, two dimensions, those one element, two elements. This person is kind of as it is. Variation as it is. He doesn't like actually 30% less. By the way, this is Tsukamoto-san. Tsukamoto-san is a kind of Israel. Please keep the variation now. You don't have to discount. So this is Tsukamoto-san. You should love Tsukamoto-san very much, okay? Gilad, you received a tough question from him. However, he's this person, and then he wishes to see war ends. However, okay, so he's antagonistic apparently, but he's not. So this is the kind of a level of the understanding that when we come to the little bit deeper psychology, those kind of things. So he's cute. And another person is she's a young woman whose husband is an MBA student in EU. Businesses, so more businesses, simply, and then more investment with chances. So very simple responses. So of course I love her very much too. I love each individual. If when we get to know the characteristics, then actually you can come to the strategic proposal all the time. Another person is more businesses, more psychological relationship with those kind of things. The war, it's continuation. I think the Israel investment is as usual. Global, probably less than normal. So the variation, it's okay. Doesn't care. Those kind of things. So what's the impression? どうですか、この今の結果、分かりましたか？だから一人一人が何を求めてるかどうかが割に分かるっていうことをちょっとお示ししたかったんですね。だからなんですけど、ちょっとここから先、今日本語で説明した方が良かったか、そんなことはないと思うんですけど、ような気がするんですけど、どうでしょうか、ご質問。これがサンプルデータの結果なんですけど、こういうことが起きていて、今のが役員だとして10人が、それぞれがどういうことを考えているかどうかっていうのが分かるとですね、その本質的な議論に行くので、で違ったところで議論が仮に起きていたとしても、さっきの塚本さんのあれとか、実は違うところがもっと大事って思ってて、それは一つの議論が起きてる、イシューで議論が起きてることと正反対の方向につながるものだったりするっていうことがあるので、どこが大事でどうかってことが掴むってことをするとですね、日本企業前に進むのが早くなるということを経験してきてますっていうのが、この今のカントリーリスクでもそうなんですけど、カントリーリスクじゃない場面でもそうですというようなことをしてたわけですね。So, I explained this in Japanese language, but what's the impression, Gilad and Yoram? Was it easy? It's in remote, so may not be easy to comprehend those things. It's this weight of the magnitude. Then actually I can go on to the next stage, third step. I said, なんて言ったかっていうと、これを毎週受けて、when you repeat this once a week, 3 weeks, then you can come to the conclusion. I said it. So this one. Then actually, each week we will have we have discussions. It's kind of some really kind of a concerns. It's marketing wise this is okay, or CEO we keep him or whatever, those kind of things. Then what do we do? This is an example. これはthis is an example some years ago. ある企業が社運をかけるほどの M&A を考えたって自分の会社よりも大きい M&A をやるかやらないかチャンスが出てきたということです。チャンス occurs like a kind of a larger company to be sold. So this company is very profitable and has no bank debt almost, and then it has cash. We could buy it, but not enough cash. So they need to borrow the debts, those kind of things. Okay. Then そうするとですね、so they come to us and they came to us as well as they came to BCG, McKinsey, those companies as well. Okay, then within 10 weeks they need to make a decision. Otherwise, target company will go away. Can you make a decision? Can you help us to make a decision? It's within 10 weeks because they said actually the target is the EU one. But the main market is the United States. Some officers like to make investment in the United States by M&A, it's US M&A, or both. Or some people say, let's wait. If we wait 3 weeks, 3 years or something, then we will have enough cash to buy the no bank debt. So CFO says so, for example. Another person says we should buy a company from domestic. We are number one, but we should buy the number 2 company, for example, or next sector is profitable as well and growing. We should buy a company in that. It's an increasing sector, for example, lots of things. Then can you help us? I said, they said, I was working with Sogo Kenkyujo, as like I said, outside the director. For M&A, and then I said it's not possible. He asked us that you should come to the recommendation. You should make the decision. You should make the decision that we should convince our officers. I said actually it doesn't happen. Even McKinsey cannot force people to do anything. Even McKinsey does not have that level of credibility. We are not the church. However, I can help you. It's kind of we cannot test. We cannot make a research of whole thing. But psychologically, more kind of limited factors matter. So understanding each individual of the whole board member, like 12 people, 10 or 12 people are assigned to this M&A. In this case, each individual we can understand. And then we exchange the views, whatever those concerns. Then actually each week we follow those concerns. We did research or what we worked with the outside consultant, whatever, meaning a German consultant, for example. Then issues, the 最初に何やるかというと、the people like, this is not decision tree, this is elements of the decision. So the people like growth or stability. Like, and then actually in this domestic, focusing on domestic or overseas or both. For example, or domestic actually, next sector. And thinking about overseas strategy is focus on EU plus the United States or EU or United States. The sales is own selling or the buying out or license out. Development, how do we do? And production, how do we do? And the timing of the growth is right now or in 2 years or in 5 years. So how serious to shift to the growth strategy, whatever those kind of things. And the speed of the growth is your own company mainly, or plus target company, or actually your own company plus target company, or the next step. So shifting the growth, it's even further with those things. And then what are the sources of the cash? Would it be bank debt or equity fund, or it's own one? So this is not messy. Own one, then you need to wait 2 or 3 years. So this is overlap with other thing. And what's the kind of buying out? Is it one-time payment or kind of multiple times? Actually, second to twice or whatever. So this idea came from one of the directors. So those kind of things. what the kind of a target of the price, $400 million or $300 million, or those kind of things. Then management, the preferences of board members, whatever those kind of things. I will skip this. They are worried about post-merger management thing. It's how do we do it? The post-merger management, how they make it, it's kind of a capability of the target company or whatever those kind of things. Do they headhunt or do they work with a private equity to make sure the management is okay, whatever those kind of things. The due diligence is okay or whatever those kind of things. So there are elements, around 50. Normally decision making, my experience has actually 50 elements, whatever those kind of things. But by discussion, 50 elements. So we need to go through all of those conflicts, but you don't have enough time because target company will be gone. Someone else will buy those conflicts, right? In this case, actually, 50 elements. However, conjoint analysis, normally we can narrow down 2 or 3. So which we already saw those kind of things. Then what will happen? Or another one, okay? In this case, some of the things are preferences. Some of the factors are preferences. Some of the preferences are fact-based. So you need to know, okay, we should hire new CEO. So that, okay, some people say, okay, we should send you, for example, one of the things to take over the management, whatever those. No, I'm not capable enough, or whatever those concepts. So they have this kind of a discussion. However, in this case, then actually we invited the headhunter, like Egon Zender, for example. The success ratio they never say. But we invited the human resource management president or the consultants, and then actually what the successful ratio, whatever. I asked less than 30%, right? He said yes, for example. The people kind of stand. It's just less than 30% of the success ratio. But, the kind of option is gone, whatever those kind of things. Then I will show you some of the multiple one. Okay, first week, what happened? For example, this is the kind of a result of content analysis at the very beginning. We went to EU, start working with the, then, for example, this is just one person. One person he prefers EU plus the United States. Okay, so those things. He's thinking about the employee salary. As it is, plus 15% is okay. So they don't want to take a kind of the risk of losing their salary. But this is the date he has negative preference a little bit. So we can get to know this person is thinking about what. This one is this is a fund. Investment fund involvement is a kind of they don't like it. The management style is a holding company. He prefers holding company, for example. It's kind of rather than parent company. So this is a kind of this is average. I'm sorry. So this is overall. This is average. But each individual has a totally different perspective. This one is they don't want to do. It's a kind of a cooperative management with the fund, either single or let them do it. Those kind of things. This is what research and development is. This person is R&D person, I guess. Is R&D is they shifted to global R&D. So this person is really kind of wanting this one. And this person, for example, is EU and the United States. So people have various different preferences, very different. Okay, so the first week very different, and debt. This person is concerned about debt. So I'm just kind of illustrating. People are different. Then actually many discussions. So it's very hard to come to the decision making on this day. Don't you think? So this is the very first. This person says United States plus EU. So many people like both. No one says actually EU itself is okay. Okay, I will show you the results of actually 3 weeks later. we did those kind of things three times, whatever. Okay, then this one, I had content analysis designed differently, those kind of things. I'm not saying we should do, they should do content analysis every week, those kind of things. It, depending on the situation. I did it for some cases, not all the time, okay? Not all the time, don't have the luxury. However, okay, this is one person. This person is easy to understand. They are saying different dimensions, but they're saying this is when shifting to growth strategy, this person is saying it's kind of within 1 year. Then this is within 1 year. The difference of this one, it's kind of this is conservative for growth strategy. He likes growth strategy anyway. This one is a kind of a growth strategy overseas. This one's a growth strategy domestic. This one is a growth strategy 3 years later, meaning it's financially more secure, but he likes to move on overseas, so he likes to do the M&A right now. So this is a net conclusion, rather than buying a domestic one of those things. And this person is similar. He doesn't like actually conservative strategy. He likes any growth strategy. 3 of them are okay. So this is one thing. But more importantly, this one is a kind of how to do is growth is not only my company, their company, but also target company. So target company is in. Target company plus another one, it's okay. But anyway, target company, he likes to buy the target company. So I only show actually 2 people, but drastically they are kind of shifting to go for this M&A. But just one more thing, this one. Very drastic. This one, very drastic. Another person, very similar. How do you think? So, ということなんですね。だから、within 3 weeks, we almost came to the conclusion that we should buy the company. That how can we buy it? How do we manage it? Those kind of things. So, as far as we can manage the target company, we should buy the company. So, that's the kind of within 3 weeks. So, how do we apply to difficult situations of Israeli thing, those kind of things? It's kind of we have observed that board member level board meetings, they tend to discuss all the time, but this is only 3 weeks. Fundamentally different. It's that's the point. ということなんですけど、英語と日本語と両方並だったけど、お分かりいただけたでしょうかっていう。このグラフ難しい。そうでもない。グラフ見てれば分かる感じしますか？ご質問があれば。
途中で画面が消えるからね、なかなか大変です。
あ、そうですか。
テクニカルプログラムでまた。
失礼。
はい。
OK。スクリーン、we lost the screen for the moment. It's OK。ごめんなさい。その時こっちを見せればよかった。Any comments from Israel? So the last one is a kind of repeating thing, and feed the facts, new facts, whatever those kind of things. See the people, those kind of thing. But it's a kind of normally simple one is a one-time analysis will give us lots of things. So occasionally, I take twice or 3 times, whatever those kind of things. So. And another one, actually, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks meaning, in between 3 weeks. 3 weeks later, there's another content analysis, which says, I don't come to the details, but I will show you kind of something is okay. Where people are concerned about. The top one, top box, right? Almost top box. People discussions or kind of concerns are top box. So this is what I'm illustrating. Okay, then this is the average. OK。だからちょっと皆さん見ないですけど、こっちは OK。日本語だと見ない。結局ここなんですね。どこかっていうと、もうね、actually people didn't care. This week, people didn't care. EU or the United States, people didn't care. 3 weeks ago, the first one that they're saying United States, or both United States and the EU. So that's the kind of a main discussion, but they disappeared when we are having those kind of things, then actually target is now actually in EU. Why don't we buy the company? So that's the kind of atmosphere over now. This is a kind of a sector of the businesses that they are talking about sector. Do we do this kind of real drug making, for example? No, it's other things. So then actually almost consensus is now make investment overseas rather than now, and then still remaining one is something. Can we really manage those kind of things? What those kind of things? So だから3週間でこれだけ変わるっていうことなんですが、それはプロジェクトで、the project was my assignment was 50% only. It's kind of there are many people for those kind of things. So this is the reality of it's kind of helping the executives to go over many obstacles and apparently 50 issues to be discussed those companies. So okay. Now I'd like to ask you to talk about the evolution of the Japanese companies.
Thank you, Masa.
Okay, thank you. So people are not concerned about country risk any longer. So we go back to the normal future thing based on X cases.
But maybe before I start, the discussion earlier was so interesting, especially the questions and some of Gilad's comments. I really liked what Gilad said, and the presentation was very interesting. It's very good to see how we look at this perspective during a situation that is not easy across the country. And there are maybe two thoughts that came up as Gilad was speaking and answering the very good question. One is, and I was thinking about it when Gilad was speaking about keeping two tracks of mind at the same time, being concerned about the situation, but also working with business as usual. And I thought it's like Japan is sitting on the ring of fire, right? You have earthquakes so often in ways that we in Israel, we cannot even imagine. One of them pretty recently, and I recall seeing the videos that came from Japan and immediately calling Masa to make sure that he's okay and all of our friends are okay. We are sitting on a political ring of fire here. And I think are two nations in the same way. We are dealing with nature or with human nature, right? And we managed to evolve. And from these difficulties, we get stronger and stronger every time. So when you look at Israel, try to think about it in the same way. We too are sitting on a ring of fire, and still we keep evolving and prospering. This was one thought. And the other thought was about the question of how Israel is being perceived from the outside by other countries or by people in other countries. I think that within the difficulties that we're facing, it was very good to see that the strongest and the most important forces in the world are standing with us. The US, the leading European countries, Japan, in a very significant way. I think we all seen what the US have done in the very early days of the situation, and we keep getting very strong support from our allies politically, but also from the people in these countries. Of course, there are also loud voices against Israel, but I think overall, the liberal people in the world understand very clearly the good and the bad in this situation. And the way it looks from the business aspect as well, I see in our portfolio companies, for example, one of our portfolio companies that is selling to consumers in most of the world. I just talked to the CEO yesterday. There were one or two countries where questions came up from customers about dealing with Israel, but this was very minor. And across the board, even during the war, growth in sales continues of this brand that is clearly Israeli. So people know when they consume the products that this is an Israeli company, and growth is happening right now during the war. So that's a comment about how Israel is being perceived.